What's happening, lads, and welcome back to the last 10 games of FUT Champions that this weekend has just passed, where the BPL requirements were obviously required, where you could have 2 players that weren't from the BPL in your squad. As for me, I kind of changed it up a bit. I did have Matthias in my squad, and I did have Ronaldo, Bale, and I kept on chopping and changing, and I didn't actually find the right balance for myself. So what we are currently on is we are on 29-1. The one loss I picked up was quite early on, my fault. I was playing on the Friday night, trying to get my skill rating up, as you do, because you get more skill rating on the Friday than you do Saturday, Sundays. And I played my 11th game, I won the 11th game, and then I come up against someone called Barlow, 2606. He's an elite tier player. Now, I should be beating elite tier players, but he frustrated me. His game plan was just, I literally fell into his game plan. We literally played down the wings, and he just cut me open. Like, I was getting frustrated at times. Like, I can usually, when people do play wing play, I can usually just wait out and just let him have the ball, and then when I have the ball, I do usually score. But it wasn't the case for him, because he was very good. I wasn't playing good, to be honest with you. But yeah, 29-1. You can see it into this game now. 1-2 off the post from Martial, and inform Martial compared to normal Martial, not worth it one bit whatsoever. Normal Martial does equally as better job compared to inform Martial, but this weekend that's just passed with the BPL, I didn't play well these last 10 games. Leading up to the 10 games, I did play well, a few edgy games here and there, but these 10 games, when I started recording with the Elgato, there was only about 2 or 3 games where I was comfortable in with high score lines, but it took me used to, as you can see. Well, if you did see my video last week of when I did record my last 10 games, I was getting rage quits left, right and centre, and I thought, right, I'll leave these a bit late, because now when I haven't got work the next day or college the next day, I'll leave them a bit late to see whether, you know, the opponents are worse or not. But it turns out they're actually better than what I thought, and I think I only got one rage quit in total out of this. Yeah, 1 rage quit in total, which is it's bad, considering, you know, when you usually get rage quits when you score in the first 10 minutes. You score 2 in the 10 minutes, you're laughing. If you score 1 in 10 minutes, and sometimes you do let you have the win, but it just wasn't the case. Maybe because, you know, it's the matchmaking and all that. But yeah, in terms of defending and attacking, I was playing so poorly. See, I was just dragging. I wasn't switching any of the players for some reason. I don't know what Walker was doing there, but I just wasn't switching any of the players, and it really did cost me in one of the games. But you see, 2-1 down. We score early on, which makes anything happen, and when I score early on and from 2-0 down, I know I can get back into the game, no problem. Very similar goal. Matthias through to Martial. Didn't think I was going to actually score this, but I did, to make it 2-2 into the game. Martial, good on his right foot, okay on his left, and then Dembele, we do get really lucky here. Sanchez into Paul Pogba, pot shot really, and you'll see this a lot by me as well, and I do apologise for this in advance as well, is I pause the game when I score a goal. Now, that's to change up the formation, tactics, whatnot, because sometimes when there was a 5 at the back formation, I played 4-5-1. That means there'll be more in the midfield for me, and basically I can keep the ball more, because when I play a 5-back formation now, my idea is to just keep hold of the ball, keep possession. I'm not very good at it, but it's something that I'm trying to work on, because my style of play is kind of like counter-attacking, good at defending. Well, not good at defending these last 10 games, but I am usually quite good at defending. And in this game, this guy was good, I will give it to him. He was a good player. He was at least an elite tier player, to be fair. He had Cliver and this, that, the other. But yeah, look at that for defending, man. I'm not even going near Cliver. I'm not even going near, I think it was Martial that popped up and scored. And he scores within 2 minutes into the game to put me on the back foot. Absolutely dreadful defending, and I don't usually do that type of defending whatsoever. We'll get quite lucky here, pause the game just to change the tactics and that is my only goal of the game. And then you'll see this error. I actually tried to clear it instead of waiting out. If I just would have waited instead of actually trying to hoof B and maybe shield with Cliver, then I would have maybe had a chance. But yeah, stupid mistake by me, and we do end up losing the first game out of the... Did I lose? No, I didn't lose the last 10 games out the first... No, I did. I lost 1. I didn't lose last week. Last 10 games this week. Lost 1 at the moment. So yeah, we'll go into our next game now. And that was after a break, after I beat that guy 3-2 in 90th minute. But it happens, it happens. Now, I just want to talk about something very briefly. It's come up today as I'm recording, and as this will go up on the Tuesday night, hopefully, if YouTube doesn't mess up. But basically, the new title update, up for discussion now. Now, team names are now not in the title, like, they're not implemented now, so you can't see the team names. So you can't see my team name, I can't see yours, and it's just blank. The only thing you can see is the kits. Now, this is a problem and also a good thing. A good thing that EA have finally done is pros are going to play each other, and really good competitive players are going to play each other more often. And the bad thing about it is some of them are already in like Skype calls and this, that, the other, and they're gonna be wearing the same kit, so they're gonna be avoiding each other a bit more than, you know, what would be anticipated, because they'll be wearing the same kits as one another, and they're just gonna try and cherry pick doing that way. But it is gonna be tough because the competitive players, obviously, they can shock them. You know, they can shock the pros. But the pros, they're usually in Skype calls, this, that, the other, so they'll have a good idea of what their kits are going to be, and they'll still try and cherry pick. But it will be a bit tough. It will be a bit tough, especially people like the likes of hashtag Harry, who leaves his games quite late on till about Sunday night, and it will be a bit hard for him to like try and cherry pick and this, that, the other. But like for anyone else, you get lucky. You get lucky with your opponents. You get unlucky with your opponents. It happens. If you match up against a top 100 player, then what can you do, eh? Just make sure you don't match up against them more frequently than the rest. But you see in this game, we had Ronaldo in the team, brought him back into the team along with Bale, and since that, I just done well. Like, I just needed to switch things up a bit, get a bit lucky here, really, really lucky to be fair. I don't know why I tried to chip it. Maybe I was panicking, and I shushed this guy as well, not just because I was being a bit of a prick, but just genuinely because he was playing 5 at the back, and I don't like 5 at the back formations. I just frustrated him. I played 4-5-1, as you'll see, once the game's ended when we won 3-0. I played 4-5-1 with Dembele in the middle, and it just stopped his midfield from playing because his back 5, I know I could open it up, but it just took a bit of time. It wasn't going to be a high-scoring game, so I just literally just played for the low score and did do quite well. I think you just did my computer go off then, I'm not too sure. Going into the next game against J31 with Schmeichel, Smaldini, Bailly, Walker, Luke Shaw. You just know the full shenanigans of it. It's not embarrassing, but it was just annoying coming up against the same players. It got me bored. It really did. I didn't even want to finish my games, I ain't gonna lie. But it's so boring coming up against the same team every single week. That's why the no requirements is good, but it's also like, well, yeah, it is good to be fair. Like, I don't mind requirements exactly, where say you don't have a legend or something like that. But if you're just having requirements where it's just BPL, like imagine if it was just 18 BPL and no other players, how boring and plain would that be? That would be so plain, and it would make people not want to play the weekend league. Like Kante scoring outside the box there, it was coming in the 45th minute anyway. He had like about 3, 4, 5 corners, something like that. But yeah, going back onto the subject now, it was just boring. From you just see Player of the Month Dele Alli as well. And then just the same players over and over again. And you've got no other choice to use those players because they're overpowered at the end of the day. They're in the game for a reason because they're overpowered and they're very usable. You have to use them to put into your team. And it is a shame because it did ruin the weekend league a bit for me. Now this Bundesliga and Liga Santander is going to be a bit of a mix, to be fair. You're not going to see many rubbish teams. You're going to see quite a few Messi, Ronaldos and Suarez's, as well as Neymar. But you're going to see loads of Boateng and Ramos. The reason being, Boateng is going to be practically in every single squad, or Ramos. If they're not in it, then hopefully you should get the win, because those two are really OP. Like myself, I'm going to be using them as well, but it is just a bit annoying, to be honest with you, how it is going to be the same, like every odd 5 games are going to come up against Ramos or Boateng. The midfield's going to be a bit different. Renato Sanchez will be in there quite commonly, he'll be in there a lot. Who else will be in there? Vidal maybe, Modric. That's about it, to be honest with you, for the midfield. So it's not exactly a vast majority that you can pick from, but it is, it's 50-50 in it. It's whatever you choose at the end of the day. But yeah, going into our penultimate game, I think, or it's one before penultimate. I can't think of the word, but 2-0 up. Trying to see out the game against Fireball for 3-4-2, and I've played this guy before, I think, and it was a tight game between me and him previously in a few months back in Champs. I did manage to see out a 2-1 victory, going 4-2-3-1 just to see out the game a bit. And yeah, like some of these players, they are good, don't get me wrong. Some of the players tonight even were very good. And going into this game now, I thought I was going to be playing this guy. Oh, I did actually play this guy. He's not the one that I lost connection to. But you can see long shots galore. That's the only shot this guy would take. And for some reason, they were working this weekend. I don't understand how or why they were working, but they were. And yeah, the first time ever I tried a cross. I never try crosses, but it rebounds to Bale, getting quite lucky. Makes it 2-1, but straight after, he does make it 2-2, and dreadful switching and bloody defending again. Leads Martial with another long shot, and then this goal, what am I doing here? The switching's all over the place. Everything's all over the place of tackling. Like, my attacking wasn't too bad, to be fair. It's weird with me, right? Because whenever I'm playing poor defensively, I can score goals. But whenever I'm playing good defense, like whenever I'm playing good defensively, I can still get the odd 1 or 2 goals, but I don't get as much as I usually do. It all stems from the back, to be honest with you, and that's the type of advice I'll give you. Work on your defensive first, then your attacking play will come in. For me, I was a bit impatient against some of these players, because I don't know them. Obviously, they're not pros, competitive players. Well, some of them might be, and I don't know them exactly, and that's why I'm a bit impatient against them. I got to treat every opponent with respect, that they are a good player, and basically just go into the same mentality every single game, and hopefully you pick up the W's. You can see their connection lost, don't know what happened, maybe he disconnected. Going into our last game now against KCP shots with Dele Alli, Smaldini, Matip, Mane. I thought this game was going to be a piece of pish. Was I wrong? Was I hell? Mane makes it 1-0 for Parker FC, and this opponent, he was all right, I guess, but he just wasn't anything like special. If I was playing last week, I would have probably made him rage quit in the last, like, score 2 in the 20 minutes, but he just wasn't that great, to be fair. Did get lucky here with it rebounding to Bale, and then Ali taking a shot, Butland, but like, who does that? Who throws it out to Sterling there? Then give it to Ronaldo. Ronaldo on the turn. Nice finish by Ronaldo. Makes it 3-1. Game over. And then we score a few more just to put the salt in the... No, we don't put the salt in. We put the nail in the coffin. Gareth Bale gets a bit jammy, I guess, but Butler made a decent save, I guess, with to make it 4-1. And then Martial, 1-on-1, left foot drive, post and in. Makes it 5-1, and I think that is the end score line for us to finish on 38 wins and 2 losses. Now, I'm currently sitting 11th in regionals. It is top 5 this month, so it's very unlikely if I do manage to get 40 out of 40. And also, I just want to say this is the second to last episode I'm going to record, because next month I am literally going to sweat it out, try and get a few 40-40s to qualify for regionals, and I won't be recording whatsoever. So yeah, that's what I just wanted to say quickly. So hopefully you have enjoyed this. Sorry if I have been rambling on. I try not to, but it is quite a long video, to be fair. But yeah, as I've already said, hopefully you have enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to leave a like on the video, subscribe to me if you are new to this channel, and until next time, lads, take care.